Hello everybody and a very good afternoon, good morning, welcome along to Crafters TV. My name is Ben Moseby, thank you for joining us for the start of a brand new week. It is Monday and we are here with two fantastic shows for you Monday. A little bit later on we've got Monday Makers, which is going to be amazing. But before that, right now we are doing, well, our award-winning show, the Craft Along, where you get to craft along with us in real time. Always one project on this show. So whether you're crafting along with us right now in real time, you can do, or indeed if you decide you want to do it a little bit later on, you can watch the show back on YouTube or on Facebook and do it at a time to suit. If you haven't already got the product that we're going to be working with, of course, you can pick it up during this show, and once it's delivered, you can then come back and do the craft along at your own convenience. As I've said, the great thing about this particular show is that we do it in real time. So if there's any questions that you have, you can ask them on the socials. If there's anything you need repeating, you can do so, and we can get all the information out for you that you might need. It's totally interactive. It is a lot of fun, and I'd like to know from the top, please, who is going to be crafting along with us. Whether you're doing it live with us right now or whether you plan to do it further down the line, I would love to hear from you throughout the show. We've got Superstar Susie on the socials. She is going to be passing all of the relevant information on to me to make sure that everyone taking part in the craft along can do it nice and easily. We're going to be looking at the Christmas card front colouring pads. They are the kind of mainstay of this craft along, and we'll look at those in a lot more detail in just a little while. But before I show you through everything you've got in this collection, let's find out, well, A, who we're going to be crafting with, and B, what we're going to be crafting. It's an amazing project, as always. Last time I crafted along with this little lady, I happened to win Demo of the Week. I'm not crafting along today. You know, like quit whilst you're ahead? That's what I'm doing. I'm still recovering from that day, though, and the shock of it all. So I'm going to sit back, relax and watch and take notes as the lovely Debbie Fisher takes this craft along. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I think you might win the Demo of the Month with that craft along. I think you did an exceptional job.
Thank you. And as I've said, I'm in with a shout because I'm actually here on that Sunday as well. So I'll just play the sympathy card.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you got to be done, Nick.
You know what, though, Ben? I have to say, I don't think you have to play the sympathy card. You did an amazing job, and it was amazing.
Thank you.
But however, we are going to be colouring today, so if ever you wanted to craft along with someone and just do the colouring side of things, even if you haven't got what we've got today, you can always shop the show, and do it at a later date, but actually just bring in a stamp that you've got or something to colour and colour along with me, and we're going to try and learn some techniques as we go along. But yes, this is what we're going to be creating. So not only colouring in, I thought we'd try a different style of card. So this was one I found which I love because it almost has like this one side tower at the side, but it does all fold flat, which is incredible. So really different design card. So we're going to be learning how to do that, which is really simple, I promise you, and then we're going to do a bit of colouring as well.
Perfect. That's the project, but what do we need, Mrs., if we're going to be taking part?
Yeah, so today you will need, so your guillotine to start off with, because obviously we want to do some cutting of our card. We're going to be using our scoring tool, our tacky glue, our winter solstice paper that I'm using, but obviously you can use whatever you've got in your stash, some 12 by 12 textured cardstock in the bright, some foam pads, and your colouring front card packs. I'm using Nature's Christmas. We also need just a few extra additional things, which are your Triblend brush markers. If you've only got your Triblend markers, you can use them as well because they're the same colours. We're going to be using a blending tool, a multi-purpose cardstock, just some coloured gems, some glossy highlights, a clear sparkle pen, and we're also going to be using our water reactive ink pad, which is in Lagoon.
Marvellous. We will give you just a few moments to get all those bits and pieces together. As I say, do let me know if you're crafting along, and if you do craft along, then make sure you send in your pictures at the end of the show so we can either show them at the end of the show or show them at the start of Monday Makers. Let's show you everything that you're going to get within this collection. If you haven't yet picked it up, it's such a great collection is this. You've got 4 card pads. Each card pad contains 39 pages. You've got 6 images per pad, so 6 images of each, or 6 of each, so 36. And then at the back of each pad, you're also going to get 3 pages of these beautiful toppers. So those will simply pop out your cardstock for you. They're foiled in gold, in silver, and also in rose gold, and you've got different sentiments within each of the sets. But let's show you all of the colours that you're going to get. So you've got the winter scenes, which is the beautiful robin. You've got your snowman and your reindeer. You've got your Christmas village and tree and that beautiful church in there, so 6 each of those. You've also got, I think this is my favourite, the Merry Christmas to All, because I really like the Father Christmas here. I think it'll be a lot of fun to colour. You've got the reindeer with the ornaments and the fireplace. You've got the Christmas tree and the stocking, and then that beautiful scene of Father Christmas there flying over the houses. Then the third pad you've got is a little bit more, well, I'd say a little bit more, it is the Christmas story, the Miracle of Christmas, this one's called. So you've got that beautiful angel, you've got the stained glass window here, you've got the manger scene and the kind of trail to Bethlehem, if you like. Then you've got the beautiful Star of Wonder and then the 3 Kings as well, 6 each of those. And then you've got your final collection, which is the Nature's Christmas. So again, this is more down that theme of poinsettias and mistletoe and pine cones and wreaths and the holly and the ivy. Really, really cute. I love this one here, which is the one we're going to be using, I think, in the craft along with that gorgeous candle. So all of that, which equates to these pads, and they're so handy that these are great for travelling with as well. Do you know what I mean? If you like to just do a bit of colouring when you go away, maybe they're not going to take up too much room at all. 240 GSM, the 3 3/4 by 5, the actual size of these as well. So again, great for making quick Christmas cards with, great for crafting with the kids and the grandkids. I just think you're going to have a lot of fun with those. £25.56 platinum or $33.16. Loads of different pens on the show for you as well. We've got the Triblends, got the Triblend brush pens, we've got the illustrators, we've got some classics, we've got our colour blend pencils on the show for you too. There's tons. You're going to be seeing the Triblend brush pens. This is the 24-piece collection that you're going to receive. So these, again, similar to our Triblend pens, but of course these have got that beautiful Japanese brush nib, allowing for you to be more expressive with your strokes, particularly good if you're doing things like your fur, your foliage, your hair, those kind of things. But again, all the colours that you're going to receive come in the light, the medium and the dark. So again, this is the first set of colours that you've got in your reds and your oranges and pinks and greens and blues, and you've got the ability just to get that tone exactly right with the 3 blend brush pens right there. And then the second of the boards here just shows you the other colours that you're going to get through your purples, into your pinks, your magentas. You've got in here actually some of your skin tone blends as well, and your browns and greys in there too if you do want to start colouring things like fur and hair. It's a really, really great collection. Lovely saving on this today as well, by the way. 20% off, less another 20 if you're platinum. So that's £47.20 is the platinum price, or $71.20 if you're picking these up as a platinum member in the US. And before we get going, just making sure you've got all your bits and pieces together. One thing that you will definitely need, as you saw on the recipe list, and if you don't have one yet, today's the day to pick one up. It is a large guillotine, and today's Showtime surprise is the large guillotine. A craft room essential is this. It really, really is. When you think of tools, items that you're going to use day in, day out when you're doing your crafting, you'll use your guillotine most days, I would have thought. This one is the large one. It cuts up to 12 by 12 because you've got your extending arm on here, which is super handy. Simply pop that one out. You've got a little leg which pops out the bottom, so it's going to rest nice and easily on the side for you, and then you can cut up to 12 by 12. Not only are you going to be cutting with this, you can score with this too. You've even got a scoring tool, and as we heard about a little bit earlier on, you have got the sharpest of sharp blades. When Leanne was developing this, I actually went and spoke to people who made swords, can you believe? If you're thinking sharp, you think swords. You're thinking sharp, you're thinking our large guillotine. It really does the job, does the business, and it's a great price today. 25% saving. That 25% saving is applicable though only for today, because in the last 24 hours, just the Showtime surprise. £23.99, $29.97. We are almost ready. Few hellos. Who's in with us? Well, Lynn Harvey is in, saying hello again. Ben, Debbie and the team. Hello. It is Jamie and Charlotte in the gallery. Oi. Hi. Suzanne says, hi everyone, I'm actually going to try and craft along today, so no more comments from me, lol. Well, unless I fall behind and decide to catch it later. Suzanne, I think you'll be absolutely fine, and if you do find that you're falling behind, tell us and we'll slow down. Lynn says, good afternoon, greetings from the Isle of Wight. Hello, hi to Felicia from Ohio. Lillian Kwok is in from a cloudy old London. London.
London.
You said you'd never heard really London. You're never Londoner. Jamie's a bit of a London. He's just gone, all right, my old China plate. All right, mate. China plate, mate, innit? China plate, mate. Mary Pat's in from sunny Montana. Laura May says, good morning everyone, I am totally not watching from work.
Oh, we're not telling.
Where is he? Terry H says, good morning from Kansas City. I'll be crafting later, watching right now. Janet Boyd says, good morning from Michigan. I'm doing my very first craft along.
Hey, that's what we like to hear.
Janet, do let us know if you need anything repeating. Beth is in from a cloudy upstate New York, and Melanie D says, hello from Florida. I'm going to try to craft along too. This is great news.
Yes,
fantastic.
Absolutely.
If you are crafting along, as I say, you need us to stop, repeat, break, let us know. It is down to you. Suzette Sue's at work. I'm just listening today. And Debbie Wilson says, good morning, everyone here from New Jersey. So happy to be here with Ben and Debbie. Well, we are so happy to have you all with us. Keep the comments coming through. No doubt the topic of conversation will go somewhere completely random like it tends to do. Should have heard what we were talking about earlier on. Oh, dear goodness me. Go back and watch Wake Up Call. I'm not repeating it. But I think we are ready and raring to go. You ready in the gallery? Yep, I'm ready. Debbie, you ready?
I am ready.
Let's do it.
Yes, let's do it. Right, first thing we're going to do is take our all-purpose cardstock, so white cardstock. This is 300 GSM, so this is going to add rigidity to your card as well. We're going to trim this 11.5 by 7, okay? So first of all, we're going to, first of all, we need to put our foot out.
I'll put your foot out, your arm out.
Foot.
Arm, leg.
Foot. This is your arm. Arm, foot.
I thought you said it was a leg earlier.
Oh yeah, I did, and actually that's not what I call it a leg, it's a foot.
A foot?
Yes,
You're
I call it the foot. Yes, put your foot out. Right, so pop if you've got the large guillotine, you might have a bigger guillotine, or if you haven't and you've only got our smaller guillotine, obviously Ben has already told you that it's on an amazing price, but use your glass mat to measure out and then you can trim it down that way. So we're going to trim this 11.5, so pop it just into there. It's only a little bit off because our white cardstock, our A4 cardstock is 11.75.
Yeah.
So pop in that to our 11.5. So just push in that little piece off and then we're going to trim that down to 7 inches. So right on the 7 inch, hold in this piece here, which is going to protect your fingers and also hold your cardstock into place. So that's our first piece. We're going to bring another piece in, so A4 cardstock, and this time we're going to trim this one to 7 inches by 6 inches.
Okay.
So pop that through there. Again, pop that to my 7 inch mark, trim that down, rotate it and cut that down to 6 inches. Okay, and then we're going to pop this just to the side because we are going to be using that again in a little while. So pop your scraps to the side, you never know when they might come in handy. And then what we're going to do is take these two pieces. Now we're going to bring in our scoreboard. So I'm just using our Scoremaster. You can use your big score or what other scoreboard you've got. You might even have your Ultimate Pro. With your biggest piece of card, so this is the one that we've trimmed to 11.5 inches by 7 inches. We're going to do some scoring now on the inch side of your board. We're going to come in to start with at 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so we've got our half there. I'm going to go to 1/4, which is 2 in. Sorry, 1/4. What am I doing? Half an inch, 1/4 of an inch. Yes. So I'm just going to bring. Just want to double check because let me just bring my card in.
Oh yeah.
I'm just going to double check I've done that. Yes, so I didn't write that right. It's 1/2 an inch. I'm hoping I've done this right, Ben. So yeah, sorry. Let's go in at 1/2 an inch and 2 inches, not 1/4. I've wrote that down wrong, so apologies. If you've done 1/4 inch, doesn't matter.
No.
This little piece is going to be hidden.
Yeah.
So 1/2 an inch. Then we're going to come in. That's right. That looks like. So we've got 1.5 inches then. So 2 inches. And then we're going to go to 3 inches, and each time you can see I'm just going down twice down my board. Then we're going to go to 3.5 inches, so just down there, and then we're going to go to 5 inches. So that's our 5 inches. So what you'll be able to see there is there's 1.5 inches in those 3 gaps, and then your 1/2 inch at the side, okay? So I'm going to repeat those steps just to let everyone catch up on those. Our whole first piece of card is 11.5 inches across and 7 inches down. We've then scored in at 1/2 inch, at 2 inches, at 3.5 inches, and at 5 inches. Okay, now pop that one to the side and then we're going to bring this one back. Now just check which way round it goes. So I know that this side at the top is 7 inches. Now this side is going to be, so if I turn that round, can you see that's 7 inches as well? So this one is, we're going to score slightly different. Let me just, oh, no, sorry. I get confused by my own measurements there. That's why I always double check myself.
Yes.
Right, so what we want to do with this one is score on our shortest side.
Okay.
So we want to bring that round. So this time we're going to score, so your 7 inches should go right across the top. And then we're going to score this one in at 1/2 inch. So bring that down. And we're also going to score that at the 2 inch mark. There we go. So 2 inches. That's it. So that gives us our score lines. So let's bring those pieces both together here. We're going to score and fold these. So this little piece here, we're going to fold forward and just pop that down. And then we're going to also score that one forward as well. Just like so. And then if I bend that round, this piece is this piece here that goes across part of the card, okay? So you've got your 1/2 inch, and then your, this bit, as we scored at 2 inches, it will create that 1.5 inch. And then this one here, we're going to score all those lines again. So again, let's fold each line. So that's our first one. Fold and burnish our second line. Fold and burnish that one. And then we're going to fold and burnish that small one, like so. So that creates that tower part onto here. So you can see straight away we've got that tower side. And then when I bring this one in, that goes then across, that will stick into there.
Gotcha.
I mean, how simple is that?
Yeah.
Now you can make this in any size. All you've got to make sure you do is each one of these lines makes the same amount of space. So depending on what size your card is, and then this piece here marries up to what the length of this is. So ours is 1.5 inches, so this is 1.5 inches, and then your tabs are just for the inside. And that is your base card. So nice and easy, and again, that all then folds flat when it's glued together. But before we glue it together, we're going to create our mats and layers.
Okay.
So let's bring all them in. So our mats and layers, whatever cardstock you're using. Now I'm using our beautiful winter solstice. And I'm using our textured 12 by 12. So I use this one because I thought this tones in really beautiful with sort of the teal presents that are on the tree. You just can pick whichever side that you want to do, but we're going to do some mats and layers. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to use my textured cardstock. You should have enough in your 12 by 12 to get all of your card done, okay? So use a 12 by 12 and just coordinate it to whatever ones that you want to do.
Okay.
Is everyone up to date, Ben? We're not having anyone saying they want me to recap at all.
Melanie D says, I'm already lost. I guess I need to go back and write measurements down. We can repeat them for you, Melanie.
We can.
D,
Should I do that?
Let's do it one more time. 10 at the ready.
One more time, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to do it at this stage.
Yes.
You can see I've got ink from my last show that's all over here, but we're going to be covering most of that, so it's absolutely fine. Right, let's go from the top. So our first piece of card, we've trimmed this to 11.5 inches by 7 inches.
Okay.
And then we've scored at 1/2 inch, 2 inches, 3.5 inches and 5 inches. And then all you do is fold and burnish those. So one more time for the measurements, 11.5 by 7, scoring at 1/4 inch, at 1/2 inch. I need to change that. Let me just change that, even though we've already done it, because I did put the wrong measurements there. So 1/2 inch instead of 1/4. So 1/2 inch, 2 inches, 3.5 inches and 5 inches.
Yep.
And then your other piece of card is literally 7 inches by 6 inches. And then you butt your 6 inch mark up against your board, and then you're going to score in at 1/2 inch and 2 inches. Okay, and that's going to create your whole front.
Perfect.
There we go. Right, so once you've done that, let's then bring in our guillotine and our piece of card. So like I say, again, whatever card coordinates with your cardstock. So to make our base mat, so the base mat is going to be for this piece here. This is your base of your card. If you think about, this is your base, and this is your top part. So if I'm talking about the base of the card, it's this one, the top one is this one, but I will recap as we go along. So for this one, we want to create our base layer for the inside. And we want to create our panels. So the top piece, we're going to cut that. I'm going to check off my steps as we go along, so I know exactly where we are. Yep. So we're going to trim this. First of all, we're going to trim it to 6 3/4 of an inch. So I'm just going around. I've got a bit of a little bit in that one. So 6 3/4. And we're just going to trim that, get that straight in there. So 6 3/4, and we're going to trim that to 4 3/4.
Okay.
So 4 and then 3/4. Okay, so 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. And that piece is the piece that's going to go onto that bit there. Okay, so just there. And then our next one we want to create panels for these 3 pieces. So we're going to keep that 6 3/4. So just make sure you've got that 6 3/4, which is that way. Going to turn that round, and I need 3 panels that are 1 1/4. So I'm just going to pop them into the front there. So 1 1/4, and we're going to just trim those panels down. So that's 1. And then we're going to pop the next one in, and 1 1/4. That's 2. And then the next one.
Whilst you're trimming, we can say hello to Linda, who's joined us from Maryland. Gilmore is in, saying hello, Ben, Debbie and team. Laura Hernandez joins us from Virginia. And Sandra Dundas says, I got my tricolour brushes out, but I don't have the card front, so I've stamped some gnome stamps to colour. So yeah, I mean, pick the card fronts up if you haven't got them and you like them, but of course you can use other images as well for the front of your card. And Lillian Kwok says, is Debbie from London? I thought you were from Thetford.
So I was born in London, in Stoke Newington. And then as a child we moved to Thetford. Yes, so been in Norfolk for most of my life pretty much. So, but all our family, my mum and dad's family, were in London until my nan moved to Hastings.
Oh yeah.
And then we used to spend all our summer holidays in Hastings, yeah, because my nan moved there.
Rye's
but
very nice near
my
there,
uncles
isn't it?
and you what? Sorry.
Rye, isn't it?
Rye, yes, yeah. It's just a beautiful. I haven't been back for years.
Yeah,
they've got the smallest house in the world there in Hastings, which is the Wedge of Cheese.
Was it called the Wedge of Cheese?
It's a wedge of cheese.
Right.
So it's pretty much houses, and then there's a wedge of, like, it's a house, but it's in the shape of a cheese that goes into there, and it's a house. I don't know if you can still go in and have a look round, but you used to be able to go and look round.
Huh.
Ben's Googling.
I'm Googling it now because
oh yeah. Yeah. It is like a wedge of trees, yeah. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we've been in there to have a look round, yeah. Can Charlotte get in, or do you need to hold it into the camera over here?
What's that? Oh,
show it.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Show it.
Oh, hang on. I have to get a better picture now. Hang on. That's not a great picture. Oh, you put me under pressure now. Oh.
Shall we come back to you? So
no.
There
you go. It's there.
You got it.
There you go. Here's the cheese.
Yep. And it literally is. It's really tiny, so it goes into like a triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very tiny.
Anyway.
Yes. So yeah, Hastings is lovely, and it's a fisherman's village as well. So down near down near the dock, there's all these little craft shops, and they do all little wooden and carve your name into things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Oh, there you go.
Nice part of the world. But yes, so yeah, I'm born and bred in London, but I haven't lived there really for a long time. So I am one of these people that still loves going to London, though.
Oh yeah, I like London. London for a visit. It's very nice.
Absolutely. Right. So that's for our base layers. Now I want to do the top layers. So what we're going to do now, do you know what I've done, Ben? I've cut them too short to use my, we've got that 5 and I want 5 3/4. Oh, no, actually, it's all right. Yeah, so we're going to turn this round and I'm going to cut this to 5 3/4. It's me being silly. So 5 3/4.
Not like you.
Trim that down. Do you know what it is? You make this like a week or two in advance, and then when it comes to it, you're like, oh, I can't read my own handwriting. And then we're going to turn this round, and we're going to trim this to 4 3/4.
Thing is, you guys are so busy, like you say, aren't you, prepping for shows sort of a week or 10 days in advance, and you can trip yourself up with your own measurements.
I know, absolutely.
It made sense at the time, Debbie. That's probably what it was.
It does make sense at the time. Yeah, and that's the trouble, isn't it? You do it really quickly, and you're like, have I done that right? Have I done that right? I'm not really quite sure, but we'll get there. Yeah, so this piece now is for your matten layer onto your front here.
Okay.
Okay. And then we want one more to go on the side. So again, just turn that round, and we want a 5 3/4. I knew I'd made it out of a 12 by 12 sheet. So then I thought I'd cut it wrong because I couldn't, but I just had to turn my cardstock round. And this one, so that's 5 3/4, and then we're trimming this one to 1 1/4. So 1 1/4, same with the others. Just trimming that down, and then that one is going to go onto that side.
Perfect.
Just like so. So just so I don't confuse anybody, I think what we'll do is we'll stick all them in, so we know where we're at, and then we'll have a break, shall we then?
Sounds like a good plan.
And then do that. So let's just pop all these into place. So I'm just going to be using my tacky glue. So using that to stick all these ones down.
Pam says there's a pub by Albert Dock in London like that as well, like the piece of cheese.
Oh, okay. I wonder, what shape, is that the same, similar sort of shape?
I don't know, I'm going to have a look now.
Yeah.
I'm really interested by like these, like towns and cities that have, well, anywhere that, no, not, they don't have houses of cheese necessarily, but have like a little quirk about them. It's like where my dad's from, Chesterfield, the town Chesterfield in Derbyshire, it's got the church there with the crooked spire. Have you ever seen it? Unbelievable.
I've never been to Chesterfield.
No, you've never been. It's a lovely town, and that's why the football team are called the Spireites. Because the spire is like it's like twisted and crooked. It's amazing. I love finding out about places like this. What did you say? Albert Dock pub. I'm gonna Google Albert Dock pub cheese.
Or small Albert Dock pub.
What? Small Albert Dock pub cheese.
I don't think it's a cheese, is it? It's probably just a pub that's small like that.
Albert Dock small pub.
We do also live near a place called Bury St Edmunds, and that has the smallest pub in Great Britain.
Is that right?
Yep.
Where is that, in Bury St Edmunds?
Yep.
I can't find that pub. Smallest pub.
It's haunted.
Is it?
I think it is.
Is it big enough to be haunted? Like if it's that small?
It's very creepy.
Is it?
Yeah, very creepy.
How can it be that creepy if it's so small? I always think like if it's big, it's going to be creepy.
Well, it's probably more to do with their decor.
Oh, what's it called?
So it's got like, it's called, I think it's called the Nutshell.
The Nutshell?
In a nutshell, because it literally is tiny.
The Nutshell. It's Bury St Edmunds, the Nutshell pub.
Yep. You say that like I've told you a lie.
No,
You didn't really believe me.
Yeah, it's small, isn't it?
Yeah, we live near all these great places. Yeah, it's tiny. Can you see the cat? There's a cat bones in the
Cat
window.
bones?
Yeah, it's got very freaky things hanging in it.
Nutshell pub. Saying this to be the smallest pub in Britain.
Yep.
Pub is certainly diminutive. The pub measures 4.5 metres by 2.13 metres.
Yep.
So it's 15 foot by 7 foot.
Yeah,
In 1984, a record number of 102 people squeezed into the pub.
Yep. Yeah.
Inside
Yeah, we were there.
You were there for the...
Yeah,
you were there for
I
the
wasn't in the
record?
pub, but we were there, yeah.
Inside the pub, the dried body of a black cat
That's
is
it,
suspended, having been discovered during building work.
Yes.
I mean, it's not the kind of thing you'd normally hang from the
No,
ceiling,
because
is
it
But
was in there, and yeah, people say it's quite haunted. Yes.
So it's small, but there is enough room to swing a cat.
Yes, only just. They've now, I think, to have more people there, and because of tourists, a lot of tourists go there.
Yeah.
They have chairs and tables outside in the summer.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Right, so we're not going to glue this together just yet because we're going to do our other mats and layers, but I think now is a good time to have a break. Do you want me to just quickly recap on those measurements? Is that a good idea? And then have a break so people can get them finished. So let me just do, so our main base card here, which is your one with your 3 panels, this piece of card is, let me just find my measurements, so this is 6 inches by 4 3/4, and then we've got 6 and 3/4 inches by 4 3/4 inches, and then we've got 3 panels which are 6 3/4 inches by 1 1/4 inch. Okay, so we're going to stick just those 3 to the panels. We will do these in a little while. And then your top layer, your main base is going to be 5 3/4. Base layers is your, oh yeah, no, to say that right, 5 3/4 by 4 3/4 across, and then one here which is 5 3/4 by 1 1/4. Okay, and then stick all those ones into place.
Whilst you're sticking, let's just tell you about some other deals. If you have got any more questions, by the way, anything you want to ask, please do get in touch. I'd also genuinely, because I know we're crafting and chatting at the same time, now I've found out about the Nutshell Pub and the Cheese Cottage. Can you get in touch if there's an interesting pub or story about where? What is your town or village famous for? Oh, oh, sorry, you can't do that. So there's a cool pub in Northumberland. Oh, I'll tell you about it later. If you're going to do something like that, make sure you tell me the whole thing, like the Twisted Spire in Chesterfield. Right, pens. If you want pens, we got pens. We can do pens. Your Triblend markers. We've shown you the Triblend brush pens. The Triblend marker pens are just that. So again, you've got 24 pens within your deep blends. 24 pens, yeah, it's realistically 72 colours because you get your light, your medium and your dark within each of those 3 pens. That's the wrong board, Ben. You are going to get all of the colours just here. So you've got your magenta, burnt orange and aqua blue, pink, violet. You can see all the different colours that you're going to get. And these triangles are very handy just for showing you the different shades that you're going to get of each of those colours. Alcohol markers, of course, don't forget, £16, £23.99 you're saving. Platinum price is £51.19 or $76.77. If maybe you've already got those and you haven't yet got the essentials, we've got those on the show for you. Or indeed, if you want to go for the full kit and caboodle, do that. The actual essentials are on a better deal, bizarrely, than the deep blend. So if you're looking for a set of tri-blends, then the essentials are better value for money today. You're saving even more money, £47.20 or $71.20 if you're a platinum member. And here again you can see all of the different colours that you're going to be getting, reds, oranges, greens and pinks and blues. You've even got some of your skin tones in there as well. But don't forget, you've got all of the different blends or different hues, if you like, of the colours. So $47.20, $71.20 is the price if you want to pick up those if you're platinum. And the colouring pads are brilliant. If you're not perhaps thinking down the Christmas line currently and you're thinking, oh, I wish they did some everyday colouring pads. Well, funny you should say that, because we do. And I can show you those right now. These are similar to the point that you get 36 images to colour, 6 of each. 6 times over, and then you're also going to get 3 sheets at the back of your pad as well with some sentiments on. So once again, if I show you on just here, you can see that you get those 3 pages of foiled sentiments in the gold, in the silver, and again in the rose gold as well. So you've got things like thank you with all my love, wonderful in every way, collect beautiful moments and bloom where you are planted. The images that you get within your everydays are the butterflies and botanics. So again, some really gorgeous images to be colouring in there with butterflies and florals and all sorts in that collection. It's 36 images right there. This one's gorgeous too. This one is called Your Floral Flight. So it's all about those beautiful birds. You've got the parrot, peacocks, you've got the lovebirds in there, parakeets, canaries, really beautiful. Then you have got this one here, a little bit more fantasy-like. It's called Your Enchanted Adventure. It's unicorns, it is fairies and all mushroom houses. A little bit like the old cheese cottage, that one. Not mushroom in there. Mushroom in there, because it's a mushroom. And this one is fantastic.
They're amazing,
Spiritually
aren't they?
wild, this one. It's got a real sort of like mandala feel about it, hasn't it?
Yeah, just so pretty. I love the zebra on this one.
Artwork's phenomenal. That gorgeous zebra. You got the effluent. You got your effluent, elephant, your wolf. You've got your gorgeous peacock, lion, and your tiger in there as well. It's a lovely, lovely collection. And again, with all of those, as I mentioned, you do get 3 sheets at the back of your pad with the sentiments on. Saving $11.99 today, $15.54 if you're shopping in the US. If you're platinum, £22.38 or $29.01. If you've got questions, now is the time to be getting those in, and we'll come back and answer them before we get on with the next part of the craft along. I'm seeing some great comments coming in as well about why the place where you live is famous, so we'll have a look at a few of those too. But for right now, we're going to take a short break, and we'll come back with more in just a few moments' time.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash.
Make light work of intricate and delicate die-cutting designs with the Pokey Tool from Crafter's Companion. An absolute essential part of any paper crafter's kit, its precise tip has been designed to release the tiniest pieces to reveal your finished results with absolute precision. And to make sure your finished project is perfect, each Pokey Tool has a rubber tip protector, so there's no risk of damaging your die-cutting design or yourself. The Crafter's Companion Pokey Tool is such an essential craft item, we've included 2 in each set.
Quick Buy, get yours now. Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash. Draw, decorate, and customize your world with the colorful Spectrum Noir acrylic paint markers. Each premium paint marker gives opaque coverage on ceramic, glass, wood, and let's not forget paper, cardstock, and canvas. These versatile markers are filled with highly pigmented premium water-based paint, offering beautiful, rich, and smooth coverage. The colors can be blended together, and the fast-drying opaque paint is ideal for layering. A 3mm bullet tip offers smooth strokes, and a precision valve mechanism allows rich and consistent flow with no clogging. Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash.
Hello, welcome back. Not seeing any more questions coming. A few more hellos and comments coming through. Hi to Mary Beth Doyle from Minnesota and Kathy Myers from Missouri. Terry H says, my niece is in London right now celebrating her 50th birthday. Hi to Evelyn Kiefer in Colorado. Lillian says, Ben, not bad with the cat swinging. Thank you. I'm glad you appreciated that terrible joke. Karen Powell says, hi guys, my location is Robin Hood County. I live close to the major oak in Edwinstowe. Nottingham is the oldest pub. I've been in that pub when we went to we saw a rugby match there. Nottingham has got the oldest pub. I can't remember what it's called. I think it might be called the Robin Hood. I think it might be. Lynn says, I'm originally from the Hackney Downs. Then we moved in 1977, just after the Silver Jubilee, to Dagenham in Essex. And I lived in Romford, Essex, so not too far from central London. Sylv Sparky says, we live near the Blind Beggar, famous for the Cray twins. Oh. And on a nearer back street is an old pub, now flats, that was used to film the Whitechapel TV series.
Oh, okay, that's cool. A friend of mine starred in that.
Oh, really?
She was like an extra, so like just in the streets and stuff. Yeah.
Another one of your friends starred in Midsummer Murders.
Was that you, Benjamin? Did I not know that?
I think you might, Dead Guy in Photograph.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I didn't get in the credits. I was Dead Guy in Photograph. I don't think I was in the credits. Oh, I'm going to have to
They
go back and
normally
watch
would
now.
put, yeah, dead guy in on the ground. Dead guy. Ben Moseby.
Should get myself on IMDb. Dead guy in Photograph. Katie says, I live in Coventry, and to be honest, not sure we really have much going for us. Isn't that like, Coventry's famous for the fact that, well, you've got a lovely cathedral there, haven't you? And also, isn't that the saying that if you're not talking to someone or ignoring them, you send them to Coventry?
Send them to Coventry,
so that's what Coventry's famous for. I didn't know. That's just what it is, isn't it? Esperanza says, I live in Orlando, Florida, home of the famous mouse.
In Coventry.
No, Florida.
Oh, Florida.
Coventry. Mouse from Coventry. That's a good one. No. Florida. They've got a famous mouse over there.
Oh, of course.
You might have heard of him.
I might have heard of him.
John. Right. Jackie says, we're going to move on with this craft along. What would you call this design of card? Jackie wants to know.
I just call it a single tower card.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the right name for it. I just sort of see it and it didn't really have a name. So, yeah, it's got a single tower at the side because you get double tower cards, which are a similar thing, but they have a tower on each side. And this one's just a single tower card. So, yeah, that's what I'm calling it.
Okay. Well, we're ready to crack on, I think,
Okay.
for the next part of the demo.
Yes, absolutely. Let's do our mats and layers. Now, I'm using a piece of paper out of our winter solstice. And because I want the trees the right way up, you need to be mindful of what your lengths are. So what I'm going to cut this, so we're going to bring this across, and I'm going to cut this at 4.5 inches. So 4.5, and then we're just going to trim that down. And then I'm going to trim that to 5 3/4 of an inch. So I need my glasses back on now. Now I've worn them, I have to keep wearing them, otherwise I can't see at all. Can't even focus. So 5 3/4 and trim that one down. So this one now, oh, that looks too short to go now. I think it's for this one. Yes, so that's, no, it doesn't look like it's for that one. Let me just double check my measurement. Oh, I've looked at the wrong ones. Oh, I'm so sorry if you've cut. I've looked at my wrong measurements. That piece of card though, that's fine because we can use that for on the middle section, okay? So don't worry about that. So let's start that one again. So I'm going to keep this one, just pop that to the side, and then we're going to trim this one. So still so this time it's 4.5, okay? Sorry about that. 4.5 inches. And trim that one down, and then we're going to trim that to 6.5 inches. So 6.5, yeah, that looks much better. So our 6.5 inches, and then that one, there we go. That's going to fit directly into that piece. And then we want to do the same by putting these pieces in. So again, 6.5 inches. So I haven't got, this is why you need sometimes 2 pieces, but because we've got this strip here, I am going to do this to 6.5 inches and use one of these pieces. So 6.5 inches, and then I'm going to trim this one. So turn that round, we're going to trim them to 1 inch. So I've got, oh look at that, I've got 3 inches, so let's trim that down to 2. And then trim to 1. That couldn't have worked out better.
Almost like you planned it.
Yep, that's it. There we go. So that gives us our 3 pieces for that. So we've got our 3 pieces. Let me bring it in so I know I've got all of those pieces there. So you've got your pieces to go in each section of that one. Now, the bottom piece that we cut off, this one is going to be 4.5 inches, which we've already trimmed down to, and then I'm going to trim this to 5.5 inches.
Okay.
I'm going to turn it around there so I can get that top of that tree in. So 5.5 inches, and just trim that down, which is going to fit perfectly in that section just there. And then we just need one more, which, yep, we can fit this all in. So we're going to trim that again to, this one is 5.5 inches. 5.5, and then again we're going to trim that to 1 inch. 1 inch, let me just double check. Yes, 1 inch, just onto there. And that will give you your piece for here, okay? So just because I was a little bit, made that look a little bit complicated at the front, I'm just going to recap on all your pieces. So your piece at the top that's going to curl around here, you need those 3 parts, and these are going to be 6.5 inches by 1 inch, so 3 of those. And then this piece here that's going to mat and layer over your piece that you've done earlier is 6.5 inches by 4.5 inches. So that's your 4 pieces for your top layer. We'll glue them in a second. And then this one we did for 5.5, so you want 5.5 inches by 4.5 and 5.5 inches by 1 inch. Okay? And then I'm going to glue all these into place. So I'm just using my tacky glue. If you've got your tape pens at hand, you can use them as well. But we're just going to use our tacky glue here.
Whilst you're gluing, I'll say hi to Shadiah, who joins us, saying good morning. Shadiah, good morning. You say Shadia, I say Shadiah. Let's call the whole thing off. Says good morning, my Lord Ben. Susie on the socials, me crafty friends, and Miss Debbie giggles. Katie says Coventry's has never been mentioned so much. Thank you, Debbie. You might have just put us on the map.
Yay! Let's find. I think it's everyone's job now to find something exciting about Coventry.
I went to Coventry.
Oh, there you go. That's exciting.
I went to Coventry probably. I think it might have been for my 40th to watch a wrestling match.
Oh.
Laura took me. It was Rey Mysterio versus Alberto Del Rio. They'd come on tour. If Craig was here now, he'd be excited. And they joined like this British like wrestling group just for this one match. 2 big WWE stars, and they wrestled at this. I don't know what the arena was called. Katie will know. It was an arena in Coventry. So that's the only time I've been to Coventry, and I thought it was all right. Catherine says, "Hi Ben and Debbie. In Dudley, we have the crooked house. Floors are all leaning and it feels really weird."
Oh, love that. It's like the fun house at the fair.
Oh yeah. Oh, I remember the old fun house. It had like the funny mirrors in it as well, didn't it?
Yeah,
the fun
that's
house.
it. All the wonky floors.
Wonky floors.
I mean, they might not have them no more. It's quite dangerous.
Probably health and safety now, isn't it?
Yeah,
health and safety. I don't know what that was. Betty says, strange fact about Tulsa, Oklahoma. The yield sign was invented there. Give way, we say.
Yeah.
The give way sign. And it used to be the oil capital of the world.
There you go.
And Katie McQueen says, I'm from Bury, famous for the market, black pudding, and the Neville brothers. Is that the Neville brothers as in?
Singers.
Oh no, I was thinking the footballers.
Oh, the footballers.
What singers?
I don't know.
Oh.
They might be singers. I didn't know.
Oh, I thought they were like some singers
I thought
that you knew.
they sounded like they were going to be like the Neville brothers, like the, you know, the Outright brothers or...
The Outright brothers?
Everly. Yeah.
What do you say? Oh, the Neville brothers are an R&B group, are they?
There you go.
I thought that from Bury, I thought that football I was thinking as in Gary and Phil Neville, the footballers who played for Manchester United. Bury, as in Bury in Greater Manchester,
not
isn't it?
Bury St Edmunds.
No, not Bury St Edmunds. Bury.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's the Neville brothers, footballers.
Well, I'm interested now that there is an R&B group called the Neville Brothers, according to... Oh, right, so, okay, they're American, apparently. They are... Hang on. The Neville Brothers, who are the singers in the US, are footballers?
There's a lot of Neville brothers, apparently.
Confused. Al says, hi, I'm back now. Sorry for a late lunch. I was watching Blake 7.
I bought him that for Christmas.
Coventry, I believe, says Al, is the home to the tallest steeple.
Oh, there you go. He is full of random facts. Oh, we'll all find out about Coventry now. I love it.
We want facts. We want facts of other things.
That's
not
funny,
just
Charlotte, because lots of places got bombed in the war.
Yeah. I mean, and that's not funny.
It doesn't make Coventry special.
Lillian says...
Oh, well, that's interesting.
What, that it was obliterated and had to rebuild it?
And had to rebuild it.
But again, it's the same with a lot of...
Well, yeah.
But it's the same with like Plymouth in Devon was like
Yeah, but
really
it was the
badly.
worst. It was the worst.
Okay. Anyway,
Just let me say this,
Yes.
and then you can carry on, Ben. Just otherwise, people won't know what I'm doing.
yeah, this is what we're here to do.
Now, because we want this to be really stark, I was going to use my tape pen, but actually I'm going to be bringing in my, what's it called? Red liner tape. What's it called? It's not called what's it called. Because this is super strong. And then I'm going to show you a really simple way of putting this together so you know exactly where it goes. And what I mean by that is, let me just pop this on, because I've only got the thin one at hand. I don't know where the thick one has gone. I'm just going to put it to each side there and then just trim that. And actually, just for security, let's pop one in the middle, just so I know I've got. Now, if you've got your 12mm liner tape, that would be much better, and that would fill that whole half-inch gap. So just popping that down. Let's take those off. So first one, I can't get them off. There we go. That one. Should have used my pokey tool. That would have got them off quicker. Turn it over and pop this down like so. And there, which way round are we going? We're going this way round. So what you want to do is fold this one forward. So you've got two on the back and just one forward. And then all you're going to do is fold that down on top. So I'm going to show you that again before I stick it. So if I show you it like that, you're going to turn it upside down and you're going to fold just one forward with the sticky flap as well. And then if you fold that on itself, just like so, rub that together, you'll get the perfect square then when it pops out, okay? Because that's how it's going to lay flat. All right, so hopefully that made a lot of sense. So carry on, Benjamin, sorry.
Oh, Benjamin. I can't remember what I was up to.
I love the name Benjamin, that's why I call you Benjamin.
Oh, thank
and
you.
we're just going to stick this one in.
I prefer it to people calling me Charles.
Charles.
Debbie, there's a salt and pepper lane in Coventry, and around the corner from them is a ketchup lane, says Lillian Kwok.
Oh, my favourite lane. I love ketchup.
She says, just kidding about the last one.
Tomato ketchup?
There isn't a tomato ketchup lane.
Oh, that's a shame.
Um,
That would be amazing.
What, ketchup lane?
Yeah.
What does what mean? Lane? What does
What
lane?
does it mean?
What?
Ketchup lane.
Oh, isn't there really one? Lillian's joking. Because the joke was, she said there's a salt and pepper lane, which there actually is, and then she said there's a ketchup lane because she.
So there is a salt and pepper.
There is a salt and pepper lane, and then I don't know. There's just two lanes called Salt and Pepper Lane in Coventry, and then she said around the corner is the ketchup lane. But it's funny because they're all condiments. Yes, like a. What did you think I was saying? Charlotte was asking me what's a lane, in case you're wondering what's going on.
And she was thinking of bowling. Oh, please don't mention bowling.
Why?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we played bowling
At
Centre Park yesterday. Yeah. What's a good score, do you think, in bowling?
No, 80 plus is not a good. That's not great. You've got to get over 100. So if you get over 100, you're doing all right. Anything below 100 is not brilliant, is it?
On game 4,
yeah,
I was up to 9 points.
You knocked 9 pins over by game 4. What did you have by game 10? By the end of the game?
31.
That's terrible. 31.
So bad. Just couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it.
Did they not put the barriers up for you?
I had, Charlotte, because then I decided, so my granddaughter, my little Ava, who's 3-1.
So do you have the barriers and the little roly thing?
Yeah, so I thought, I'm going to use the roly thing. I won't use the barriers, but I'll do the roly thing. And it went down one side, then down the other side. Didn't get anything. It was really bad, really bad.
If we ever do a bowling night again here at Crafters TV, make sure you don't put me on Debbie's team. I'll go on the other side. Thanks very much.
Oh my goodness, it was so bad. It was so bad. And every time I kept saying, it's okay, I'm just pretending, I'm going to get a strike now. And then it'd just go down the lane again. Or it'd knock one off the end. Like, they just kept curling. How'd you get them straight down the thing?
I don't know, bowl it straight. Or if it's curling that way, then stand.
At one time, I didn't think it was going to come off my finger. It bounced.
Have you been there before and people have bowled and they've not let it go and then it's come backwards and you have to duck out the way?
Years ago I've seen that.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? So there you go. We've finished our main card. So we could either stick that together or wait till the end, which is what I'm going to do. So we're just going to pop this to the one side. But there you go. That is your actual card design made. So when you stick that all together, we're going to pop it into place at the end. But we want to get on with our colouring because we're literally an hour into the show, which is amazing. But it's good because I think it is doable to be able to get our colouring done. Now, do you want me to start, guys, or do you want to have a break and recap, or are you happy enough to carry on? Is everyone, should we have a break? Just let everyone get their bits together and sticking done, and then we're going to get in with our colouring when we come back.
Christine Mahoney says the Neville brothers were singers way back when. Ain't No Sunshine.
That's it. The Neville brothers. I thought I'd heard of the Neville brothers.
That was
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. There's no clouds when she walks away.
And she says fly like an eagle. I thought that was Steve Miller Band. Fly like an eagle. They use that in
I have no idea.
what's that basketball movie with the cartoon characters?
Neville brothers. I thought they sounded like singers. I can't be honest and say that I thought that's what they were. I wasn't really sure. They just sounded like singers. Like the is it the Everly brothers?
The Everly brothers.
Everly brothers.
Not the Neville brothers, the Everly brothers.
And what was I thinking of? Outright brothers.
Out Here brothers.
Out Here
boom, boom,
brothers.
boom.
Right
Let me hear you
here,
say
right
way-oh, way-oh.
I love
say
that
boom,
song.
boom. Anyway, Adelaide, South Australia, the city of churches, the festival state, cycling's tour, down under, says Rachel Norton. Yes, a bit lighter than talking about the war. Sil says, facts about Coventry, they have a famous mouse apparently. Could it be Baby Jesus? That was from the other day. My daughter graduated from the same high school as Garth Brooks, says Betty. That's Oklahoma. He was the country and western singer, wasn't he, Garth Brooks? Erdington in Birmingham is famous because it's where I was born, says Bubble and Squeak. I was coming on to that one before you mentioned it. I knew that's where you were. Yeah. I now live in Fareham, famous for its most important manufacturer of bricks used to build the Royal Albert Hall, says Bubble and Squeak. I did not know that. And Al says Tomato Sauce Lane is always falling behind because it has to catch up. Let's have a quick look at the colour blend pencils. These are a great deal today. If you want to start colouring with pencils as opposed to pens, these are great. These are fully pigmented. They are rich in pigment, wax pencils, artist quality, and you're getting, well, 4 tins, but you're only paying for 2 of these actually, and these are superb. Shade and tone you're going to get as part of your collection. You're also going to get your naturals in here as well. And don't forget, I mean, these work perfectly on their own. These blend absolutely beautifully. But if you have got your... Oh, no.
Don't do that.
If you have got your blending solution as well, perfect to use in conjunction with those. And also, as Debbie was mentioning earlier on, if I just show you the other colours that you've got, these work really nicely with your alcohol markers as well, to pop over the top to give you like a really cool, almost like HD effect. So they are a fantastic deal. You're going to get all of those colours. They're the 4 tins for that price of just $39.98 or $55.92. So absolutely worth jumping in for today if you've not yet got these, because they are on a super buy. And then I picked up the wrong ones. The classiques. I mean, I suppose the only problem that you've got today is deciding which pens you want to go for. Perhaps if you haven't got any of our pens. The classiques again are different. So these are alcohol-based markers, but different to the Triblends, for example, and the illustrators, because these you've got your fine tip one end, and then you've almost got like a you've got like a chisel nib the other end, like a wedge nib. So these are great for like doing bigger strokes of colour and bolder strokes. So again, we've brought you 4 of the ranges here, because there's 200, is it 216? It is, isn't it? 216 colours in the Classique. So you've got the dark skin blend. We're also going to bring you your greens as well, flip those around, you can see the colours a little bit better. You've got the yellows in there too. So do you know where if you had your tri-blends, for example, you would have, you know, the sort of dark, the medium and the light within one pen. Here you've got it across multiple pens. So I suppose, you know, better value for money in the fact that you get more within each pen. And I suppose if you're more confident with your blends and your colouring, these are the ones that you will be turning to. You've got your reds in there as well. So reds, yellows, browns and greens available in that bundle for just £31.19 or $50.39 if you want to pick those up. It is a great day to be picking up all of your pens and pencils on the show today. Right, let's just double check, see if there's any more questions coming through. I don't think we have. Lots of the comments about what you're famous for. Suzette Sue says, here in Prince Edward Island, we're famous for potatoes and lobsters.
Prince Edward potatoes, yes.
Oh yes, Prince Edward potatoes. Yeah. Right, let's get back.
Tasty.
Hey?
Isn't it King Edward's, not Prince Edward?
Yeah,
so.
that's what it is, isn't it? King Edward's.
King Edward, yeah.
Yeah. Let's get back on over then. So we're going to start colouring now, aren't we?
Yeah, we are, absolutely. So I'm going to be bringing in my blue turquoise blend. This is our BT2, BT5 and BT9. So there's some nice colours in this one. Just checking it's my blend, yeah. So we've got our light, our medium and our dark. The other colour we're going to be using quite a bit of is our jade green blend as well. So the jade green offers our JG1, JG3 and JG7. And we're going to be using Nature's Christmas pad. Now I chose this image because I thought it had a little bit of everything. Bigger space to colour in, smaller spaces to colour in. If you feel like that you want to try something different, there is some mistletoe, here we go, and I think this is a really good practice one to do because it has quite nice big lines in it, and it's just nice to, especially if you're using either your Illustrator or your Triblend brush, it's a really nice one to practice your blend, your flicking technique on that one. So yeah, great one in there, but you're getting 6 of all those designs plus those toppers at the back, which is absolutely incredible. So a great price on those ones. So we're going to start with this one, and we're actually going to be painting our flowers. So let's do our 2 main flowers, these ones. So we're going to do one a lot slower so you can sort of practice that technique, and then we'll speed up a little bit to do our next one, because remember, even if we don't get the full, or you don't get the full colouring done today, we can still stick it all together. You'll still be able to colour onto it even when it's done. You might not just be able to put your glossy highlights on there, but you'll be able to make your full card today, and then still have time to finish your colouring in. Now the first thing that we want to do when we're doing our alcohol colouring, we want to make our highlight, and just because the candle is in the middle and it's sort of flickering around, what I'm going to try and do, we're going to try and get our highlight in the centre. So the first thing I want to do, I want to create that highlight, and to do that, all I want to do is some little flick motions just in between there to almost create like a white stripe through the centre. Okay, so I'm going to do that on a few of them so you can see, and also by doing that you can sort of keep that, it's almost like a halo in the centre going round. So just doing little flicks just around, don't have to be perfect, and it's just creating that sort of white highlight going round just all the way. Now I'm doing this as little flicks because we're not laying down loads of colour, we're just creating that highlight. So it's just a case, lay that colour down. And yes, it looks a bit silly at the moment, it looks like we're just creating lovely stripes, but it will make a difference when it all comes together. So again, popping them in, and then we can start, once we know where our highlight is, we can absolutely start doing our main colouring. You know, you might find some of these you just need a few little dots, but it's just so it gives you that guideline of where your sort of highlights is. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is, because we've got our lightest colour down, we're going to concentrate on one leaf at a time. So let's do this back leaf here. So what I am going to do, I'm going to bring this round towards me, and all we're going to do is do some little flicks just through that centre piece, still leaving a little bit. And then I'm going to turn that round and do the same on the opposite side. So just up to that lighter colour, just put in little flicks in, just like so. And then we're going to go back in with our lightest colour, and we're just going to flick that out now as well.
Okay.
Still keeping that sort of that colour in the centre. And then again, so trying to keep a little bit of white space. Doesn't matter if you go over like me, don't worry about that. And then what we're going to do is go to our darkest colour, and then just, oh, I don't want to do the dark colour at the tip. So the reason I want to, let's just take my mid colour again. We want to use that mid colour at the tips, because you're not going to get darkness at the edge of anything, because that's the ones that's standing out to the light. So all we're going to do is do those few extra flicks coming down, turn that around, and then we can go in with our dark colour at the base, because that's when you're going to really just a little bit see those darker colours, because they're behind a leaf. So it's going to be a little bit darker coming into there. And then again, we're going to bring this one in, and just at the tips, just start to blend that in. Can you see we're starting to get that sort of hazy highlight there?
Yeah.
And then we can then go over, just blend in all the time to those tips. And then I'm going to turn that round. I don't know if we've got any of our rotating boards in
We've
stock
got them on
though.
the show.
Oh, now why haven't I got one? I looked for one but couldn't see one here in the studio. So I don't know if Tracy's listening. We might be able to get one to use, because honestly, it makes such a difference.
Yeah.
Now can you see how that light we've got coming round there looks really cool, doesn't it? So we're getting that beautiful highlight. And then we're going to build that up and do the same with our other colours. So again, because we've done our lightest colour, I'm going to come from the tip, and we're going to just start to blend that in there.
Yeah, the rotating board is on the show. Just trying to find out the deal for that. In fact, I think we're going to get the picture up on the screen for you.
Yeah, it's such a shame I haven't got one. Because
did you take your board with you? Because you were playing board games at the weekend, weren't you?
Yeah, and I didn't take it.
Ah.
Yes, I didn't take it. We actually ended up playing Logo.
Oh, I know that game.
I was useless at that as well, Ben.
Is that just that's just famous logos from around the world, isn't it?
Yeah, so it could be all sorts of things. And you have to name things and answer questions, like they give you chocolate bar wrappers and stuff. And
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's, yeah, I mean, it was really good, but I just didn't have very good questions.
Star by, actually, on the website, the rotating design board, and you get the Nancy bag. So, yeah, it should be, what, £30.98, £19.99.
Wow.
Oh, no, that's not right. Oh, I'm reading the wrong thing. £20.28. Oh, so this is slightly... I'm confused. So that you get the rotated design board and your magnetic tool set collection. Okay, £16.22, still an amazing price. Or $19.58 is the deal on that, if you want to pick that up. Should be able to find that on the Shop the Day page.
Yeah, it really is amazing to use. So yeah, I use mine for lots of different things, but ball games is one of them.
Yes.
Which is great, because you can clip your ball game to them, and and you can rotate
Scrabble
it.
particularly,
Scrabble,
I think.
absolutely, is what we use ours for. Yeah, it's so good, because you just turn it to the player that wants to see the board the right way round. So yeah, amazing.
Do you still play a lot of Scrabble?
Played it for ages.
Not played it for ages?
Not played it for ages, no. Should do really. I don't know why. I've not been at home, that's probably why.
Yeah. I know who won the Logo game, because they've just messaged me.
It wasn't me.
Who
Right.
played? Oh, gone.
I was just saying that all I'm doing is continuing what we've just learned. So anyone that wants me to stop and recap, just ask. But can you see how we're getting that beautiful light and dark shade, and we're really preserving that highlight throughout, just like that. It's almost like that flicker of light is bouncing off of there.
Yeah.
And then we're just continuing that round. Yeah, carry on, Ben, sorry.
I can't remember what I was going to say now. There's messages coming in though. Valerie Piccini says Arizona, famous for the Grand Canyon.
Oh yes, of course.
I don't know why I would have put the Grand Canyon, but if I had been asked that in a quiz question, I don't think I would have said that the Grand Canyon was in Arizona, but there we are.
Oh, okay. I think just because I knew it, but I know what you mean.
Kathy Shields Horsley says, in Kentucky, we're famous for the greatest 2 minutes in horse racing, the Kentucky Derby.
Hey, love that.
Yes. And Lillian Kwok says, do the rotating boards float?
So I was wondering if I told people that when you asked me that. So yes, I play Scrabble in the bath.
There you go. I think it was fair to say it without prompting. Yeah, Scrabble in the bath. Scrabble in the bath.
Scrabble in the bath. Yeah, we haven't done that for a while. Need to do that.
No.
Love a bit of Scrabble in the
The
bath.
water must get cold by the time you finish the game.
No, you just put some more in. And you have to have rules, because obviously you know, it's very easy to sort of, so some people let you look
What are we talking about now? I'm getting really...
I know, sorry, it was in my head what I was thinking then, not look when you're in the bar. Look, you have to make the rule if you're allowed to look in the dictionary.
Oh
to
no!
find the word
That's no rule.
beforehand.
Do you know the official rule?
Yes.
I found this out the other day, because well, I say the other day, a few months ago.
I think I do know it, so, but yeah.
You can play a word, and then if the other person thinks it's not a word, they can challenge.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, and then you lose it.
Yes,
Yeah.
but if you challenge incorrectly, you then lose your go.
You do, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We don't play it to those rules, so Al's quite good, because I say, I think it's a word, can I have a look?
You should bring Scrabble in next time you come up, and we should play, because we obviously have that 2-hour gap in the afternoons, don't we?
yeah.
I'd love a game of Scrabble.
Oh, do you as well?
Oh, I love it. I reckon I'm pretty
I would
decent.
absolutely do that then. Yeah, me
reckon-
too. I love it.
Me versus you, we'll do a Facebook Live.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
Imagine the amount of people that tune in for that. Live Scrabble.
Yeah, and if we're not finished, we could just bring it onto set.
Bring it onto set.
Yeah, and instead of like doing any demos, yeah, we can just play Scrabble. I
Yeah.
like that idea.
Exactly
yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's my favourite game, Scrabble.
Yeah, I love Scrabble as well.
That and a bit of Cluedo.
I haven't played Cluedo for years.
Getting out all of the old sort of favourites from years gone by with our kids, like Monopoly we play, and Game of Life is another favourite.
Oh, we used to love Game of Life when the kids were little. That was their favourite.
I must borrow that train game from you at some point, or just not be a skinflint and buy one. 'Cause that sounds
Yeah,
fun.
definitely. It's such a good game, and really good for the kids as well, because it teaches them where places are.
Yeah,
So very, very good game.
yeah.
Oh, Al would love that. So because Al loves World War II.
Jamie found a game called Escape from Auschwitz in his loft,
I'm
a board
surprised.
game. Oh, in his nan's loft. The game which I used to really love, which was a game that my dad had when he was a boy, and it was the Lone Ranger game. And you could play as the Lone Ranger or Tonto, and the idea of the game was to like pick up these tokens, which were like the bad guys. You had like the bounties on their head, and then the person with the most bounties that they collected at the end of the game won. That was really fun. Yeah, the Lone Ranger.
Lone Ranger.
Yeah. Trying to think.
So
what-
all I'm doing now, Ben, is now we've preserved our highlight, we've then got that, all I'm doing is going round under each petal using my darker colour, because that's where your darkness is going to be. It's going to be behind those extra pieces, and that's what's going to really elevate your image and make those petals pop out. And then I'm just going to slightly blend them in. So you just then go back in just a little bit, and all I'm doing is just creating that little shading underneath.
Are you going to have time to finish all of this in the show?
Yeah, I think so. I did say that I'm doing this slower because I want people to see what I'm doing. And then, yeah, it really doesn't take that long to pop that in.
Yeah.
Pop that colour in. I was just doing it sort of slower. And then what I want to do, in fact, we'll do that afterwards, because we are going to we're going to actually fill this white up, because we want to give it a glow. Right, so let's get to our other one and start colouring in. So I'm just going to really just colour in exactly the same. Again, leaving that white space. I'm just going to do it a little bit quicker. But we've still got plenty of time to get our colouring done.
Christine Mahoney says, get the Bananagrams Ultra Ben?
Bananagrams Ultra. What's that?
I don't know, but I've got a really weird image in my mind now.
Yeah, that's strange.
Bananagram. Get the Bananagrams Ultra bigger set. It's Scrabble against each other at your seat. So fun.
Oh, is it a app?
I don't know.
Bananagram.
What is it, Christine? I need more information. A bananagram. Sounds a bit funny.
Stripogram has a banana. Do they do them anymore? I've never heard of them anymore. I don't know if they're still
What, stripogram dressed as bananas?
Yeah, no, not stripogram dressed as a banana, no.
I don't honestly know, having never booked one in my life. Eleanor says, I love colouring these pictures. I'd gotten the brush Triblends with 2 of the books, which is marvellous. I was going to say, yeah. And this
I knew Al would know what it is.
Yeah, and the game's Escape from Colditz, Jamie, not what you said.
Al would know all the games. He goes to like board games, conventions and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Games conventions.
We've
Is that
got
what,
all
take your own board game along?
No, but you go and you can play board games that you want to buy and find out all about them and the people, the inventors and that of the board games and that.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, play all sorts of board games really. I can't remember what the camel one's called. There's a camel one and that's really good as well.
Camel game?
Yeah, it's a camel game. It's very good. And I'm trying to think, I might be crossing my games over. I'm hoping Al's listening, but there's a game with, is that the camels? It's got a train in the middle of the board, and you have to go up and down, or it's a bus. Is it a bus or a train? And you have to put your pieces up and down. I can't even remember. It's terrible. I don't even know why I'm explaining the game. I don't even remember. That's typical of me, isn't it? And that's very good because you can. That's just purely a game of luck, an absolute game of luck. So I'm
Camel Cup, says Al.
Sorry?
Camel Cup.
Camel Cup, that's what that one's called, yes, Camel Cup.
And the game of Life, Bubble and Squeak is a game where it's exactly as it sounds. You start off in a car and then you have to like travel around the board and you decide whether you
get married, you have kids.
Yeah, but you decide whether you go to college first or go straight into work, and then you get your profession, then you travel around and pick up money from paydays, and then you go to work, then you have a family, then what happens towards the end? Oh, then you have pets? No, you don't die!
You win, don't you? You win the game of life. So
yeah, you win. You get to the end and you retire.
Done the whole game of life, yeah.
You either retire to like the big mansion or like the countryside.
It is years since I've played the game of life, but it's a good board. It's got a good little spinner on it for your numbers.
You got a spinner thing on it.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah, and you just win by whoever has the most money at the end of the game. Obviously wins. Christine says bananagrams. It's a lot of tiles, not ultra, deluxe is what I meant to say. Bananagrams deluxe, a lot of tiles that you all take and do Scrabble on the table in front of you, or in the front of yourself, and compete against each other.
Oh.
That sounds fun. I do love like the word games. Like I think I said to you the other day, I love doing a Wordle first thing in the morning as well. That's an app thing, because that's from the New York Times, isn't it, Wordle? That's where that originated, I think.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so I enjoy doing that.
Okay.
Not failed on one yet.
Yeah, you were saying you're very good at that.
Yeah, I just enjoy it. Sort of.
I think the more you play,
I don't not cheat, Charlotte.
I don't think you can cheat, can you?
Yeah, you could if you really wanted.
Oh, can you?
Yeah. There's those pages that give away like the tips, isn't there? The hints and tips. And then, they give you the answer. Ben? No, I do not do that.
Well, your voice went mightily squeaky then. I don't think you're a cheat. I would never put you down as a cheat.
Well, we'll find out when you bring in your Scrabble board and we...
Oh, you'll beat me. I wouldn't say I'm good at Scrabble. I just love playing Scrabble.
I'm
not about so I don't mind playing any games because I don't mind losing.
No.
I just love playing.
Oh, yeah. I've got a better loser as the years have gone by. As a kid, I was very competitive. Like I always wanted to, because my dad never let me win at anything.
Aww.
He always said to me, the day you beat me at something is the day you actually beat me, which made me very competitive.
And that's the thing, isn't it? Because people say, well, I want to teach them, like, you know, they want to win. There's no point in playing if they don't, you know, don't win.
Yeah.
But actually, I think there's something to be said by teaching your kid how to lose.
Yes.
So,
I agree.
yeah, absolutely. Right,
Yes.
so that's our blues that we've done on there. Then we're going to be bringing in our greens. So this one is our jade green blend. And we're going to be taking that same process and using it in our leaves. So the first thing we're going to do is just go over our leaves in that beautiful green. So our lightest colour. So just going round. And if you're not using the brushes, because obviously the lay down of colour is very swift because of that beautiful brush nib, and you can see just how juicy they are. They're absolutely beautiful. But if you are using your Triblend markers, you might just find that you're colouring a bit longer, and it's nothing wrong with that, because the same technique you can use. All we're doing is putting that colour down. I'm going to use that darker colour just to go up the middle, just a little bit out to the side, so we get that sort of ombre effect around the outside. You can leave white gaps in this, but just for a little bit of quickness, all I'm doing is very quickly stroking my sort of brush into that centre and just leaving the edges of that highlight. So right over. And then all I'm going to do is come in with my darkest colour, and you're not going to use a lot of darker colour because we're switching from this colour right from a JG3 to a JG7. So this one is quite a lot, can you see? So we're just going to put a tiny amount in, and I'm just going to go where the sort of veins are telling me to. So we're just going to flick up from there and just go into those veins, sort of the leaf veins. So nice and quick. And then we're just going to do the same by coming back down and just going slightly over them, and that's just going to blend them in. And that's all it's doing, because each lighter colour has got the most alcohol. It's just going to help to blend those colours in together to make it a real effortless blend. Okay, so once we've done that, let's go to our next one. So I'm going to do these top ones. So go again to our lightest colour. And then just do the whole leaf.
Diane says, Ben, do you play chordal? Don't even know what that is. What is that, Diane?
Chordal.
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 Sounds like it's something like Wordle, but called chordal.
Oh, so it's probably an app again, isn't it?
So that says, my sister and I would play Monopoly. If she was losing, she would tip the board over.
Oh, my brother was the worst. My brother has kicked the board over, stomped up the stairs, slammed every door, all because of Monopoly.
There's a kids game now. It's the one that Daisy plays. She had her friend sleep over last night, and they were playing that this morning as I left. And it's so much quicker to play the kids game, because I think you sort of you buy each property. You have to buy it as you go around, and the board's a lot smaller, so the game gets done and dusted in about 20 minutes, half an hour. Yeah. Because games of Monopoly, I haven't played it for years, but they could go on for days, couldn't they?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. And my lot are very competitive, so they would just play it until it ends. I'm the one that says, right, who wants to take my lot? You can have all my money, all my properties.
Betty says, my brothers and I loved playing Life, the game of Life, but my little brother thought it ended when you died. That's what Jamie in the gallery thought as well. He's like, how does the game finish? You just like die? It's like, no, you end up retired in the mansion, or like the beautiful, there's a mansion, or there's like a beautiful estate in the countryside. No, if you lost, you didn't go to prison in the game of Life. No, prison is Monopoly, isn't it? You go to prison in Monopoly. Yeah, but there is no. The
thing I don't like about most board games, I hate losing a turn. That's my biggest bugbear. I don't like why would you lose a turn? That's not fair.
That's part of the game, isn't it? Part of the game.
I don't like that. I don't think that's fair. Yeah, it's not fair that you should lose a turn and no one else does.
I
Don't like that.
Dan says Caudle is 4 words in 9 goes. Jeepers.
4 words.
Is that's an app, is it, Diane? If it is, I might have to get it. Bubble and Squeak says, my sister Penny was like this as a child, tipping the board over. She says, and nothing has changed. I never play with her. She sulks for England if she loses.
I think my son probably still would.
My sister's a bit like that. If I go back, because her and my dad play, she goes back home pretty much most weekends, and she plays Scrabble with my dad. And I've been back a few times, and I think I've won both times I've played, and my sister gets so grumpy. She calls me names that I could not possibly say on live TV. But so it happens with board games though, isn't it, generally?
Well, yeah, unfortunately, that is. Right, so we're using our burnt orange blend now. Now with this one, I'm really just leaving, can you see I've left a tiny little dot there, just leaving a little white part which shows the highlight on these ones. So that's all I'm going to do to these little berries, and then we're just going to come in with a darker pen, and I'm just going to pop these sort of around only a little bit of darkness where you'd sort of naturally see that bit of dark, which is around the leaves. So just a tiny bit there, just to give these some definition. So even your tiniest parts that you'll colour in, make sure that you do still add that definition, because it does make a big difference. And then we're going to do the same with these ones. So again, just leaving a little white, just a little white dot really. And that's what's going to really highlight your light shade on those.
Do you know, as much as we've been chatting, obviously I've been watching, as everyone else has. It's so lovely to see an image like this being done from start to finish.
Yes.
Because normally on like a Colour Me Happy or another show, you'll just do a little bit of colouring, won't you? And then we never have time to do it. But it's so lovely to see how you work when it comes to your colouring.
Yeah, absolutely. It's because it's difficult to do colouring. And even now I feel like I am rushing a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we just don't get... At home, I would spend ages just colouring an image and reworking an image. So some of these, I'm thinking I would go back in and rework some of these, but we just don't have the time. But actually, I'm not worried, because when I fill that in, you'll see what I mean when we come to it. We're actually going to fill it in with another colour, which will reflect from the candle. So at the moment, it's just putting all these sort of little orange berries. These are all the ones that fall out the tree. Do you remember the ones with the, like, from the hollies, and you get those orange, and you always say, oh, are they edible? You always just say to your mum, are they edible? I'm like, don't eat the berries, you'll be sick, they'll poison you.
Christine says, Ben, are you talking about Monopoly Deal, the card game? It's way better than Monopoly. You don't have to deal with the money. No, it's like a kid's version. I think it's called Monopoly Junior.
Yeah, Monopoly Junior, there is. My granddaughter's got it. Yeah, it's much easier to play.
It's much more fun. Gwen says, hubby and I play cribbage.
Cribbage.
Cribbage is... That's the card game you play with matchsticks. I mean, you play with cards, obviously.
I don't really understand cribbage.
Yeah, it's matchsticks, isn't it? Says, yes, we also play Scrabble, which goes on for weeks, as we leave it on the card table and we play whenever we walk by. That's quite a nice idea. That is quite a nice idea. I'd love to have like some kind of, like, I don't know how we could do it, but like a board game weekend where we could do like a Facebook Live or something. We could all do something.
Yeah, I love that.
I wonder whether or not you could do it with like your bananagrams game. Could you do that, Christine? If we all had like bananagrams, because we all get on like a Facebook Live together and like challenge each other. That'd be quite fun. Jamie just says his favourite game is checkers. Checkers. Is that drafts, you mean? Yeah, drafts.
I love drafts. I'm just, again, not very good at it.
That's the one when you jump over each other, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I quite like drafts. I'm not
like
very
an easier
good at
chess, because you don't have to remember what can do what, the different moves of the different characters.
All the different moves. Right, I've missed some holly leaves, I've just noticed there, so just some holly leaves at the back here. So let's just go in and do those.
Don't forget with all of these as well, you've got 6 of each image in your pad. They're 5 by 3 3/4, and they're 240 GSM as well. So, and they are, brilliant, aren't they? As you've seen today, like you can have a lot of fun colour in these, and really that perfect size, I would say, for quick Christmas cards, particularly if the kids or the grandkids this year want to do their own Christmas cards. They're that perfect size, I think, for the kids to be working with. And you've got some really fun images, which I think they'll enjoy colouring. There's some more sort of, grown-up images, if you like, which I think, you'll enjoy colouring as well. It's a collection you can certainly share with your family.
Absolutely. And actually, Ben, you're so right, because what better way, I'm using my brown grey blend now, what better way to let your children colour in their own images for their Christmas cards?
Yeah.
So I'm just using my brown grey to do my candle with. So I'm just using my one colour, so the lightest colour, to do the wax at the top here. So, and then we're going to go in with our darker colour. And for this one, I'm going to turn it around because I do want to just do some sort of flicks coming down from here. So just down to that centre. And then we're going to do the same coming from the top. So again, the whole time trying to preserve my highlight in that centre. Just like so. And then we're going to come in with our darkest one just around this base to go up. And this is a really good technique if you've got the illustrators or you've got our tricolour blend. And then again, coming in from just into here, just where that darkness is, where the wax is coming down. And then we're going to repeat that, so we're just going to go in with our lightest colour at the top here, just to blend all that colour in. Any that's sort of seeped into or you've got into that colour. And then we're going to go a little bit into the centre, and then bring that darker colour down in our mid, just so they all start to blend in beautifully. So again, just flicking just over, I'm not going totally over, but just coming in, and then bringing that darker colour up from this base, just to get our candle. Now for the candle itself, let's bring in our orange, so that's our gold or gold yellow blend, and then we want to sort of do a little bit of our yellow. So I want that yellow to sort of come down off that candle. We want to just sort of highlight sort of the yellow coming into there. I also want to take that yellow and we're just going to dab that into our blue. Just where you've got that white space, what that's going to do, it's going to reflect almost from our candle itself. And we're going to do the same up the top. So it's just a case of blending that yellow in. So what that does is it just, again, it's just that reflection. So coming down the side here. And then what I'm going to do is from this outside, I want to use all my colours, but I want to start off with, now if you're not sure of your colours, start off just popping that at the side. So I could see that's too dark for what I need. Yeah. So I'm going to come in with this one first. That's exactly the colour I want. Now I want to leave my highlight in the centre. So I'm just going to really gently come down. So we want that flicker in the centre. And then what I want to do is I want to create that same sort of halo around. We want to create almost like that glow of light. So I'm just going to come in with that pen and come down. Yeah. That's just going to create that haze. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, we're going to make that lighter. So from that centre, we're going to blend that out, coming round, and then we're going to do the same here. Just coming round, so you can, it's almost creating our own glow. Yeah. And you see how nice that's starting to look without that being in the image. So just bringing that round, just making sure, if you've got, so something like this here, Ben, where we've slightly gone over, if I just blend that in, that's going to bleach that colour out. So, and then we can just come round a bit more, So we've got that ombre effect going on. So that gives us that really beautiful light coming
Very
right there.
effective.
And then the only thing left to do is I'm going to go back to our jade green blend and we're going to do this one here. But I want to create this a little bit darker than what our sorry, not jade green, I want my blue, the turquoise. So the blue turquoise, we're going to blend these in the same colour as our flowers. And then all we're going to do is come in again with that highlight. So I'm just going to, this time, I'm going to actually create the highlight by using my pen. So just like that. And then we're going to take this one and we're going to flick into that like we did before. So our mid section. And then we're going to do the same coming into this from the back piece. So just flicking through. So instead of creating a white, we're just using our lighted area to do that. And then I want to go in with my darker colour. We're going to use that dark one to really use a lot of that colour through this now because I want my bow to be quite dark. I'm not worried to see going around on the outside because I am going to colour that in the darker colour.
Yeah.
And then we're just going to use this one.
Bubble and Squeak is loving the reflection technique. Mary Lee says, I really like the way that you coloured the candle. I never thought about using the flicking technique with that.
Ah, okay, yes. Yeah, absolutely. And it really looks like a textured candle, which is nice. And then all I'm going to do, because we've got that dark colour, I'm just going to really... Now remember, these pens, as soon as you touch, look at that. Even though I'm using Nina cardstock, it really does go into your cardstock quite quickly. So I'm just literally dotting that and just using the real tip of my pen so it doesn't go over the edges. And then we're going to do the same with this going round. Just blend that in again. So we're making quite a dark bow, so it really stands out. Like so. So that's that bit, and the middle section we're going to do the same. So I'm just going to do that so quite quickly because we want to get on and make our card. Just blend that middle section.
Where do we get up to with the card? Have you just got to construct it, haven't you?
Yes, it's all done.
Yeah.
We've actually glued, we've only put one piece that we haven't done together. So we're going to then just do exactly the same. So bring that round from the whole bow. So instead of doing it separate this time, we are just bringing that all round, and then our middle one, just going to blend those together to create that light. And then again, just come through with that flicking. Around there, and then we're going to do that the same on the other side.
Berta said using glitter markers on the flame as well. That'd be quite nice.
Yes, very nice. So what we're going to do is use our clear sparkle pen.
Oh yes.
And we're just going to add that into that for that sparkle. So yes, but glitter markers would be perfect as well. I'm quite a big lover of my sparkle pen, and to be honest, Ben, until someone mentions it, I forget about the glitter markers.
Yeah.
But they would have been, I mean, using your glitter markers on here would have been amazing anyway. So just filling in again, just that really gentle touch.
I think you mentioned earlier as well, I mean, I think the way that you've coloured that bow particularly now makes it look like it's got that sort of glossy sheen to it, but I think you mentioned earlier about, you know, maybe potentially bringing your glossy highlights into these as well.
We are going to do that, yeah, absolutely.
But the way you've coloured that makes it look like you've done it already.
It makes it look like it's got that light already, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then we're just going to follow that round. So in our mid-section here, then we're going to do the same. So again, flicking that into that blue. And then turn it round. I always flick away from me. It's just naturally how I would do it. So you do it what suits you. Some people some people find the flicking technique sometimes a little bit not natural.
Yeah.
But what I would say is give it a practice, because once you've learned just to do those flicks, it makes a real big difference to your colouring. So just taking in all those small pieces at the bottom there. And then how are we doing for time? Because there's only one more thing I want to do. So once we've done that, I'm just going to put a few more just going up there to tie that in. And then I'm going to bring in that grey brown blend. So it's a brown grey blend. I'm going to go in with my light colour, and we're actually going to go round our whole image. Now this is a really good way of making your image pop, but also it's a really good way of hiding any mistakes, any bleeding.
Yeah.
You literally just go round this whole image just to create that shadow. And it's just a really nice way to finish off your image, because we've actually coloured our whole image in.
Brilliant.
And then we've got time to, so I know I've rushed it, and some of you could be still doing your colouring. Please don't don't worry. We've made our main card, so it's not a problem. We're just going to go around here, just around all our images, and then just inside here. And around here.
Have you got more time than you need, or are you nearly finished, aren't you?
Yeah, no, we're good. I think
time?
we're good for time. Yes, yeah. I think we're on time. Yes, we're all good. So the only place I'm not putting that round is the actual candle itself.
Yeah.
But doesn't that look effective when you've got that candle in the centre when we didn't have nothing there at all?
I just like the fact that you've said it's great as well if you've made any little, sort of tiny boo-boos. It's great just to sort of cover those up as well.
And because it's a lighter colour, you can use it to bleach out your colour that you've gone with. You just push it down into it and it will seep out onto your card underneath. So yeah, it's a great one for our hiding ways over the lines, and a great way if you're teaching children how to colour. It's a great way because when they really want to get it right, they don't want to go over the edges. So this is a great way of saying to them, actually, it doesn't matter, let's do this technique, and then you just cover all those, because all you're looking at now is that shade around the edges, and it looks so pretty. Now, still not finished, so what we want to do now is I'm going to bring in our Lagoon ink pad, because what I do want to do, I want to get rid of all this white space, because I want to make it look like it's somewhere. We don't want it to be sort of just in mid-air. So all we're going to do is fill that space with this beautiful, and honestly, this makes such a difference. So please use your ink pads, because this really ties everything in, gets that beautiful colour. This matches so well with the colours that we've used. And I'm just using my circle ink applicator, the round one. But look how lovely this now looks. And it looks like we've got a proper designer topper going from all that white space. I'm leaving that white space in the middle. But there you go, look at that.
That's amazing,
honestly.
honestly.
That makes, so it really does tie it all in, ties it together, and gives you that beautiful image. Right, so let's pop that to the side. What we might not get a chance for, but you can do that when you've got time to. Let's bring our card back in. Just going to bring a piece of tissue and just wipe that blue away. And then what we're going to do is bring back in, so we had this piece earlier, which you had a spare piece earlier, sorry. And what we're going to do, we're going to use this for our image. So this piece is going to be 5 inches by 3 3/4. I'll put my guillotine away. So we're going to do 3 3/4. Just trim that one down.
Guillotine's Showtime surprise today, 25% saving off that.
And we're going to do this by 5 inches. Does that? Yeah, 5 inches, that's right, yeah. And then we're actually going to trim our image just to make sure it's 3.5 inches, because it's just a little bit bigger. So just so it fits our card. So I'm going to go round a little bit on one side and then on the other side, just to create that 3.5 inches. A little bit more. And then we're going to trim that down to 4 3/4. So, and it's not a lot, it's just a little bit, but it just ties in line with everything. So that's 4 3/4. And then that's going to go onto that piece of card there. So, and then let's have that put to the side. And then this is going to go on the front of our card. So before we do that, let's pop our card together. So we're going to, this is going to fold flat across here. So all we need to do is, if I put that there, is you want the same amount of space on this side here as this side. So you can do it by eye, and you can pop that into the middle. So what we're going to do is we're going to place our red liner tape, and we're going to stick this into place. And I'm going to show you a little tip with our red liner tape as well. So let's just pop that onto that side and trim that piece. And actually I better put another piece there just so it looks neat on the inside. So onto there like so. And then we're also going to put a piece on this side, just right on that corner. And by using red liner tape, you can use our glue, you'll just need to massage it in with the tape pens, or use a wet glue. I'm just going to burnish that down, make sure they're all in. Now a little trick with your red liner tape, it's hard to do because I put 2 pieces on, but if you have that just folded over the edge, like so, when you come to line it up, and I am going to have to take one off because I can't do the same when I've got 2 pieces of tape, so ignore that I've got 2 pieces of tape, you would just use your 12mm. But when you come to put this on your card, like so, do it on this side as well, have just a little piece, and I can't seem to get them off today. Let's just fold that over like so. When you pop that on, those little pieces, can you see they stick out the side? So you can manoeuvre this about to check where it's going to go. So let's just pop that, I think, just a little bit over, about there. Lay that flat like so. Oh, I've lost it now, it's gone inside. But there it is, there it is. So when that's like that, pop that into there. You can hold those pieces then in place, and all you do is pull them away, and that will then adhere to the side, and you'll still get that manoeuvrability. So laying that down, so then when you open it, can you see it's completely open? Yeah, so really nice and clever card there, so just like so. And then we've got our topper, so let's pop that one into place. I'm just going to glue that one, just like so. So let's pop that one right into that centre. And then all we've done, if I bring in my glitter pen, so sparkle pen should I say, all we're going to do is put that sparkle in there. I'm just going to give it a shake.
Oh yeah, shake it to wake it.
Shake it to wake it. I'm going to make sure that it's, we've got, there we go, coming out lovely. So we're going to put some sparkle on there. You can also put some sparkle where those highlights are. Not over the whole image, because then that will really make it look like the light is glowing on it from the candle. Where if you put it all over, you almost sort of lose that with not having that sparkle there. We can have some coming down the side where it looks like the wax is coming down, and then we can just put some on our little berries, like so. So not lots, there we go. You can put some around the outside if you wanted to add some of that glow, which would look pretty. And then the only other thing we're going to do, so I'm going to do it once we've popped that down. So let me bring in my foam pads, and we're going to pop that into place. So just have these onto our back. Oh, loads have come off there. There we go. Pop them on, take the tops off. And then once we've got these stuck down, now I would definitely recommend doing this first, because once they're stuck down, when you put your glossy accent on, so let's pop that into place.
Oh yeah, because you've got that to pop on, haven't you?
Centre, yeah. So we are very nearly there. So pop that into the centre. Sorry for rushing. Yeah, bring in your glossy highlights, and then we're just going to pop this on our bow.
So again, for people who haven't seen this, what's the glossy highlights all about? Buy one, get one half price on the show, by the way.
It's we've got a little bit of a blockage there. Oh, there we go. It's just at the top. Yeah. So what this does, Ben, it adds the most glossiest medium to your project, and it's lovely. It makes things super shiny. It's almost like giving it a sort of enamelled effect without doing too much to it. It's a beautiful medium to have. I promise you, you'll probably think, why do I need two? But once you start using it, you'll put it on everything.
You'll glossy highlight everything.
You will glossy highlight everything because it's amazing. It's such a lovely medium. It's self-leveling, so you just literally squeeze it out onto your design. You can put it on pretty much anything and then leave it to dry, because once it dries like a hard enamel. So really beautiful. And then I'm going to put some onto my only randomly. We're not going to do all of them, we're just going to put them on some of these. And again, then when you hold it to the light, it just gives these really sort of little random shines. And looks absolutely...
So like less is more, isn't it?
Absolutely,
this sort of case?
Yeah, absolutely. But leave that flat. Don't stand your card up, because you don't want to do that. You want it to be flat, so till it dries, and then you can stand it up. And then all we're going to do, I'm just going to pick one of my, let's have this one here. So we've got Jingle All the Way, Warm Wishes. Let's just have in fact, I'm going to use one that's not so big. We're just going to take that out, pop our foam pad on there, and then I'm going to use that. A couple of
questions about the glossy highlights.
Oh, lovely.
Rosalind says, is it similar to glitter glue?
No, it's not glittery. So not glitter at all. It's probably got the texture of glitter glue, apart from glitter glue wouldn't stay as sort of rounded.
Could you add glitter into it?
Absolutely, yeah. You could always add glitter into it, yeah, absolutely.
And Dieta wants to know, do you shake the glossy highlights before you use them?
Do I shape the gloss?
Shake the bottle?
No, I don't. No, you don't want to do that. The reason being, I'm just putting a few gems on to finish,
yeah, why not?
Ben. No, you don't want to shake them, because that will create bubbles, and the bubbles will just come out onto there, and you want it to be flat. So yeah, no bubbles, so no shaking.
Just whilst you're sticking those gems on, I'll just read a few comments coming through.
Absolutely.
Debbie, you have made this card come to life, and I love it, says Denise Langdon.
Oh, thank you so much.
Gorgeous colours, says Rose M. Baker. Linda Armstead says, I love the glossy highlights. Love glossy highlights, says Gwen Terry. I use it all the time for those enamel effects.
Yes.
I go through so many bottles.
Absolutely.
That's why you need to get the buy one, get one half price today. Christine Mahoney saying, Debbie, this is gorgeous. Clarice Trudel, Debbie, your card is stunning. Beautiful card, Debbie, says Faye Smith.
Oh, thank you
it's
so
amazing.
much. It's such a lovely project. And actually, what's nice about seeing a topper come together like that is, if you took your time more, you'd create it. But when you use your inks on top of it, use that glossy highlights. If I move that, can you see the shine? Look at that.
You can.
I mean,
Boom.
honestly, look at that. I mean, it takes it to a whole new level. You could do that on your flowers as well, which are going to look beautiful. But it's nice also just to learn a different card base as well.
Yeah.
Because we talk about concept cards all the time, and being able to create a different type of one is just really nice. So if you're new to us for a craft along, definitely come back, because we do them every week.
What is that card shape called again?
A single tower.
Single tower.
Single tower. I've got another one tomorrow, Ben. Another craft along.
Have you?
Yes. Never had them 2 days running. So
and that's three in 3 days. If you, I know you weren't here on the weekend.
On Friday. Yeah, I know. I've had all the craft alongs this month. Yeah, it's quite exciting tomorrow, because we've had so many new things. So we always then try and get the new stuff in with a craft along later on. So
I have to call you the craft along queen. Just a few more comments coming through. So much love for this. Beautiful, Debbie, says Beth. Beautiful card, Debbie, says Melanie D. Beautiful card, says Carol Guy. Terry says, Debbie, your colouring is amazing. It was almost like a mini version of the Academy of Colour, wasn't it?
Oh, thank you.
So great to see that from start to finish. It's not something that we normally have time to do. So awesome to see like the colouring from start to finish was amazing. Another gorgeous card, Debbie, says Lynn Harvey. Bubble and Squeak says, gorgeous card. Diane Pullen says, love the card and the different styles as well. I mean, lots and lots and lots of love coming through on this. And Gwen says, Ben, do you play Words with Friends? I've been playing that game for years. It's just like Scrabble. I do. I might restart my account, actually, for so many of you that play. Do you play Words with Friends?
No, I've not heard of it. Words with Friends.
It's basically like Scrabble, but on an app. And you can play people from... Well, I'll start that up again, and we'll all have a game for those of you that play Scrabble. But anyway, back to this collection. It's so brilliant. I love it, absolutely love it. It's the Christmas card front colouring pad collection. 156 elements. That breaks down into 4 pads that you're going to get. This is the actual size of your pad, so it's 5 by 3 3/4. It's 39 sheets, and what you get is 6 images, and you get them 6 times over. That makes you 36. And then what you get in the back of each of them is 3 pages of your beautiful die-cut sentiment messages there. So you're going to get 3 pages, one which is gold foiled, one which is rose gold foiled, and one which is silver foiled as well. So what you've got within this collection is all of these different designs. So you've got Nature's Christmas, which is, as you can see, all about your foliage. So you've got your poinsettias here, mistletoe, you've got your wreaths. This is the image here that Debbie was using for that last, for the card on the craft along, and then you've got holly berries, pine cones, and all sorts within that collection. Then you're going to get the winter scenes, so beautiful, the little robin on the post box. You've got the reindeer, or was that a stag? Stag, deer, reindeer, wild animals in the forest. You've got the snow globe with the snowman, Christmas tree, and then you've also got the Christmas village there, and then the little Christmassy church, which is super cute. Then in this set, which is your Merry Christmas to All, I love this image of Father Christmas, super cute. You've got the reindeer with the ornaments and baubles. I've not tipped that one the right way yet, so I'll show you that one. That fireplace, which looks really cute with the stockings hung. And then you've got the image of Father Christmas flying through the sky, bigger stocking and a Christmas tree to be colouring in just there. And then also you have got your Miracle of Christmas, which is the Nativity, isn't it? So if you've bought any of our Nativity papers recently, or the Nativity collection, the Bethlehem collection I should say, then this one is going to work perfectly with it. 20% saving today, £25.56 or $33.16 is the price if you're a Platinum member. Really great deal. If you're not up for the Christmas aspect of things, we do have that everyday collection for you as well, which is also available on the Shop the Day page. So many lovely comments coming through. I was going to say we need to do a vote, but we don't, because that is the winner, isn't it? And we are going to be back later on. We've got Monday Makers, haven't we?
Yeah, we certainly have. Lots of goodies to show you on there. So we've had a sneak peek of them in Wake Up Call, but we do have the beautiful sunflower collection and some creator cards. Oh, and shadow boxes. So if you haven't seen them, stay tuned, because we're going to show you just how simple they are to make.
Oh yeah, and by the way, the shadow box collection, you'll see it on the Shop the Day page, don't have a lot of stock of that. It is limited, so if you like the look of it and you fancy getting it, pop that into your basket, because we are low double figures on that. And also worth bearing in mind, our Showtime surprise is still available for you as well, that guillotine, and we'll look at that in more detail a little bit later on Monday Makers for you, but that is only available for you for the next 24 hours. Thank you for all the comments coming through. Massive thank you to Susie, who's been busy on the comments. Really love this show. It's been so great with all the questions and the comments coming through. If you have done the craft along, don't forget to send in your pictures. We would love to see them. You've got a couple of hours now to finish up if you've got a bit behind on the colouring. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk, and we'll show all of your pictures of the craft along that you've done during the next show. And indeed, if you decide to do it at a later date, you can always send your pictures to me. You can send them to Debbie via our Facebook pages, because we always love to see what you've been up to. Thank you for watching. Go away for a couple of hours, check out your baskets, and we'll come back for Monday Makers at 6 o'clock, 1 o'clock Eastern. Until then, bye for now.